is the call. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Sean's got the joystick, he's ruling the zone. Gaming world's his digital crone. From pixels to planets, he's never alone. In the realms we conquer, the seeds are sown. Jordan's gaming flair, he's got the beats. Pixel quests and high score feats. Pop culture vibes with endless repeats. In our podcast, he's on the streets. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Brandon's in play with a pixel blade drawn. Quests and controllers from dusk till dawn. XP stacking, the leaderboard's gone. In gaming's heartbeat, he's the spawn. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Hope everybody's well. Matt, talk so I make sure you're still working.
Test. Am I still working?
Test. Yes, you are still working.
Awesome.
Just Matt and I for right now. Sean may join us. Brandon is out tonight. He is doing some things, and Jordan is doing his thing as well. So it could be light tonight. Sean just said he'll be here in a little bit. We have confirmation of possible liftoff. Possible liftoff. So as we usually do, and I'll let you go first, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
What you playing?
So, gaming roundtable. Yeah. So last week I purchased and beat Kathy Rain, which is a point and click adventure, a little detective thing. It's pretty good.
I would like.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it just like screams, Sunday morning story stream, could be cruised in 2 of those if you're still doing those. And it's just a great game, funny writing, not too difficult, which is good for me because I don't play a lot of those point and click games. So, sometimes I just want to get to the point, if you will.
Cheap,
and it's cheap, man. And I think it takes like 6 hours, like I said, 6 hours to clear, but it's good game. And
there's a sequel apparently. I didn't look on Steam.
Yep, there is a sequel which I will purchase. It does not meet my dollars to minutes requirement, so I have a hard time justifying the sequel purchase at the moment, but I'll pick it up eventually for sure. It's on my wish list. When it drops.
I think that stings harder. In my mind now, I've almost with that equation or that algorithm or whatever we want to call it, that philosophy, I've almost have said okay, if it's under $20, I don't care anymore.
Good for you.
Now I'm scrutinizing, if it's 40, 50, 60 or above, I'm like, this better be a damn good game. This better be a banger for me to spend this amount of money on it now. And I have to it's a personal commitment. As you know, I'm bad. I've got it bad. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean, my boy.
Sup, boys?
What's up, dog?
I've got a bad, I can't pay attention to things like I used to, right? I've got attention deficit disorder, whatever iteration of it you want to call it these days. I can't sit down and focus on games anymore. I get bored of them so fast. So like I have to make this commitment to myself of I'm going to play this thing. I'm going to see it through till the end. So if I can't do that, I'm a lot less likely to spend money on it anymore.
Yeah, I feel you. Other than that, I've been, still working through Rift Breaker and KCD2. I guess I also picked up Tales of Iron during that sale. That game is hard. Like, yep, Marla, indeed. Sean is finally off PTO. We revoked it.
He was working on his background. Look how nice his backdrop
it is
looks
pretty
now
sexy.
in his office.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
looking
nice.
lit.
I'm
is.
kind of
Nice.
debating about whether or not I should just turn this off and let it be that, but then you can't really see my face. So like,
No, it looks good, brother. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. But the light on looks good.
Yeah.
all right,
It's sexy.
we'll do it that way.
Yeah. So I picked up Tales of Iron. The game is wicked hard. I'm terrible with those Souls-like games, so it's taking me forever to work through. Yeah, that's what I've got going on. What about you, Brent? What you playing, dog?
My favorite that I'm playing right now is Donkey Kong Bonanza. That game is so
Yeah.
good. It's just it is what they should have pushed with the
Yeah, that's
Switch
really
2.
not what I thought you were gonna say.
Why.
I mean, I'm here for it, but definitely not what I thought you were gonna say.
What did you think I was going to say? Oh, now I'm curious.
Yeah, right.
Oh, not Donkey Kong. I don't know what else you would have said. Just not Donkey Kong.
So you didn't have
Yeah.
something in mind. You just didn't expect Donkey Kong.
No,
Okay.
sir. I legit thought like, it'll be some FPS or some.
Dune.
Hey, look, I'm not knocking it. I just wasn't expecting it. That's it.
Yeah, nah, it's so good, man. I live for those for the first party titles, those platformers that they put love into like that. I'm about it on the like that's the whole reason why I keep a Nintendo console every generation is for these games specifically because not many companies do them better. I mean, they're already touting it as a front runner for Game of the Year. It's gotten stellar reviews across the board. It's the first time we've seen a 3D Donkey Kong since Donkey Kong 64. And I loved Donkey Kong 64. So big Nintendo fanboy when it comes to that sort of stuff. It's just really, really, really good. And then the usual other stuff, a little bit of Minecraft here and there and toying around some other games. I picked up the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles as well for the Switch. Because I've always just seen really good things about it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and buy the first one. I'll toy with it. And it plays really well. I don't know. I it unfortunately has not been updated for the Switch 2. So you're running in essentially Switch 1 mode on the Switch 2 and it looks like ass. Well,
That's a
it
bummer.
looks like ass in comparison. Let's say it
Yeah.
that way, right? It looks okay. But yeah. So that's what I've been working on. Sean, how about you, sir?
Games wise, man, I've been
Yeah.
hopping around. So I've been playing Stronghold. They remade Stronghold again. They had HD and then they remade the OG again, and it's phenomenal. And then World of Warcraft, and then Baldur's Gate. And what's the other one? Hold on. Let me pull up Steam because there's one other one that I'm forgetting.
While you're doing that,
Oh.
you still been working Cataclysm Classic? Is that what you've been working on?
Yep. Cata
Nice.
Classic.
Kata Classic. Interesting.
Cata Classic. Okay, this is going to be a weird word. The Hunter Call of the Wild.
Oh, that's right. That's what you were playing the other night when you jumped in and said hello to everybody.
Yeah. There's something
Really?
about that game. Yes, it is so relaxing.
Okay.
Even if I don't, hunt any animal, I can just go set up tents. I can go enjoy the wilderness,
This is like
It's
power.
just-
You're describing Power Washing Simulator.
It's how you touch grass without actually touching
It's
grass.
how you touch grass without touching
why don't
grass.
you
Yeah,
just
it's
go touch
perfect.
some grass, dog. Weather
Yeah,
ain't that bad.
that's what I'm saying. Is it's a nice little like I can hop on my four wheeler, go hit all the nice little points, go see all the little herds, get the areas, and then if I come across something, I'll just go boom bap and then get a trophy. And
Well,
then,
look, to be fair though, it's been hot as shit here in our area. So there's the excuse. I give you've got the pass to
I was
touch
supposed
grass.
to
Oh my
mow
God.
today,
Literally.
and I just didn't.
There's so
Yeah,
much
it was like, nah.
DLC.
Dude, there's so
Hold
much
up.
DLC.
So there's 53 DLC, which with an average price of $5 a piece.
Now you get it on sale. You get it on sale,
Okay.
and you get it for like $2.
If
That
you want,
didn't help.
if
That's
you
still
want
$100
DLC,
of DLC.
if you want DLC overload, go look up Hunt Showdown real quick.
Hunt Showdown.
Go look that up and look how
Okay,
much
so here's the
DLC.
thing, Matt. You don't have to have any of that DLC to play the base game. The base game has
Sure,
like
okay.
a crap ton of hours. So
Okay,
you just
so
kind of
already got a
piecemeal
bunch.
it over time.
There's 66 DLC here.
Yeah,
Look
so
at
it
the, look at
beats
the
it-
col-
beats
look
the
at the
100.
collector's edition for the Hunt Showdown. The bundle. It's $376 on sale.
This is like EU4
What?
levels of DLC. Yes, 376.
and that's a
$376.
35% discount.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's worse than EU4. I thought EU4 had the worst DLC with its 33, and like some of them are expensive at $20 a piece almost. But even that one is $200.
Yeah.
What
And this
are
will-
they selling?
Couldn't
This
be
only
me.
came up because we were like,
Hey,
looking
but
around.
is it free on Game Pass?
This one's not. I don't think so. It is not free for your $15 a month or whatever it is on Game Pass.
All right. I had to ask, since that seems to be the theme.
The running joke.
Yeah.
They're so bad. I'm sorry. I'm just
I mean,
looking
Surprised
at
Marla
it.
didn't pick up on it. That really makes me sad. That's
Mind
crazy.
you, I don't think. I think very little of it is what you could deem as necessary in that game. It's all like themed hunters. So if you like, there'd be zero reason for you to buy it all up front because you're never going to be able to play them all up front, right? So
Yeah.
pick a couple and call it done.
Yeah, you just cycle through whenever you want them.
Right. And by that point, you're bored with it and you don't want the damn things anyway. So
Yep, and you spend all that money and then you're real sad. That's how my loop works.
yeah. This is
ridiculous. I'm
just
sorry.
thrown away. I
Yeah,
was
it's
too when I saw it.
ridiculous.
We looked at it and I was
Flabbergasted.
like, $376 and that's on sale for all of it? What? There's no way. And
30% off.
there is a way.
30% off. That's
35.
Wild.
35% off, man. You're saving.
Crazy.
Hell, it doesn't even tell you how much you save. It doesn't matter. That's
Blows
this is
my
where we're at these
mind.
days, man.
It is normally $580. So you save $200 almost by buying it all up front.
And look, surely there's got to be somebody that owns it all, right? There's got to be someone that bought
Somebody
it all.
saw that and
Oh,
was like,
yeah, 100%.
click. I like that
Yeah,
one.
each credit card.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, well, we ready to move on to the first one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's roll.
right.
Let's do it.
Breaking internet speed records.
This is wild stuff.
Oh,
Brent, you
is
want to do
the
this one?
petabyte?
This is Petabyte. You want to do this one, Brent?
Yeah, sure. So this was Japanese scientists that have made this achievement, made this breakthrough. I think it was, I'm looking at the notes here, the National Institute of Information and Communications Technology. Because I would have never been able to remember that to read that back off, but to give credit where credit's due. Yeah, an astonishing rate of 1.02 petabits or petabits. I don't even know. Is it petabits?
At
At that point?
Petabits.
Petabits? Okay. Which is, yeah, what is that? Is it 1 million? No, it's 1 billion.
I didn't get on this show to do math, Brent.
I
That's
know.
not what
yeah,
I'm
that's
here
what
for.
I'm looking at right now is the number. It's a lot. All right.
Billion.
It's
a
three
billion. It's a billion
yeah,
megabits.
billion. Huh?
billion
It's a
megabits,
it's a billion
3.5
megabits.
million times faster than the average U.S. internet speed, and they're
Crazy.
using 300 megabits for the
The baseline.
average, yeah, the baseline there, which is probably true.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, some people still on DSL, bro.
But so here's my takeaway, and then we can get into the technical part. My takeaway here, or the point of this, and what I felt like made this so awesome, and I don't know, I feel like kind of unheard of a little bit with technology these days, because I feel like every time we have this like huge iteration like this, it's all new technology. All the infrastructure has to be replaced. There's no retrofitting anything. This can technically, in a lot of ways, be retrofitted into the same infrastructure we've already got. They are cramming. They're using a 19-core fiber optic cable It's the same diameter as our current single fiber cables.
Mm-hmm.
So mind you, hypothetically, you'd have to run a 19 core fiber optic cable, right? But it's taking up the same physical space
Yep.
as what we've already got. And they looped it and did a whole bunch of stuff. But, they've got, I think they had, let me make sure I'm telling you right. Yeah, they had optical amplifiers with each pass boosting and all this good stuff. But this is stuff that we're already using, right? This is a lot of this
This doesn't
infrastructure.
sound like groundbreaking,
Right.
as far as like having to redo everything.
Probably like the technology to cram all those cores together is
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
something.
and I
unique,
bet you the
but-
boys that do the splicing are getting ready to get paid more.
Yeah, right. But in general, this sounds like, improvements on existing tech and, theoretically could have some legs to it, or at least, show that we can do more with what we have. And if nothing else, stuff like this might make a play in data centers and require, and change up some of the requirements in data centers for, I don't know, moving huge amounts of data, right? And I think that's pretty cool. I mean, unfortunately, this far exceeds any speeds that anything else can do,
Yep.
right? Congratulations, you can move this data this fast, but there's not going to be a hard drive that can pick it up. You know what I mean? Not at that speed.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So-
So all the other technologies got some catching up to do for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, realistically, it's probably non-feasible in currently because how
Well,
you gonna
yeah,
make
but
a
I mean that's how
switch eat
technology
that?
goes, though.
Yeah,
you
you're
push
right.
one boundary, and then you have to balance
I
out the
know.
other
You're
end,
right.
and then it just keeps shoving.
This solves some
Upwards.
problems.
Do you think this
Right.
moves closer to the point of, because I foresee this being a thing eventually, especially if they keep making breakthroughs like this, will there be a point in time where you just buy internet, but there's no worries of data consumption, or maybe data consumption is the one metric that stays around, but you're not paying for a speed tier anymore. You just get internet. It's delivered in as fast as you can consume it.
No.
No, no. From a business model standpoint,
I was going to say,
There's-
how does that make sense? They figured out a way to make a
So-
bunch of money with all these different tiers.
So what if it went the other way though? What if it was truly you're no longer paying for speed, but you are if you go and download 70 terabytes in the matter
gonna
of
pay-
a minute,
yeah,
you're going
there
to
you
pay
go.
for 70 terabytes.
I feel like I could see a model transition for sure.
I could
Right.
see that. I could
Yeah,
see
'cause I
total
mean, that's-
usage or within a certain time span. Like you
Yeah,
can't,
that's because that's
Yeah.
the real math at the end of the day. I think is how much data are you consuming? It did used to be a speed thing. I mean, it was probably always data for people.
Matt, when did you go to Mount Fuji?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
No,
right.
I didn't.
I just figured I'd ask.
I feel
No,
like
I didn't
charging
think
for the data though in a situation like that, a scenario like that, is the predatory
So
next iteration.
this is sort of like
Yes.
it's like the Verizon MiFi, but instead of total data, it's just like that's I could see that model because they already kind of use it.
Yes.
So, I could see it there.
I don't know. Who knows?
They just need
man?
to. So what it'll be is somebody, and I don't know who. Somebody will come out and just offer, will come out and offer tons of speed at stupid cheap.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other people will have to, change to that business model, right? And then once people start shifting to that business model, somebody else will start tearing out the data for cheaper versions of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I don't even know. I personally think the next iteration of internet, the next full iteration of internet here is, I think we're heading for satellites personally. I think Amazon's
Clutter
launching
up
their-
that airspace, baby.
Yeah, it's very
need the
sad.
sun.
It's really sad. I've had a few conversations about how we're our current the current generations or the last generations to see uncluttered air, and it's gonna become less and less rare to have not
You
seen.
think by the time we die, it'll be that cluttered?
I think that you will consistently see satellite formations. You already can catch Starlinks if you're paying attention, Like I've seen them not trying to see
They're just
them.
as shiny as the other stars.
Yeah, but it's obvious. I mean, I've seen satellites. I remember looking at stars when I was a kid up through a telescope and seeing like having my dad point out satellites to me. Then, oh look, there's satellites, right? Like you already see satellites all the time. You probably, but if you like went on top of the mountain, hey, how's it going? I bet if you went on top of any mountain and
Howdy,
looked up
howdy.
at the sky, that um, you would see satellites. And so, I mean, I think it's where we are. I think it's what's happening in the future. I don't know. I'll bet. I'll bet on it.
Bet on it?
What's the average orbit now for a standard low orbit satellite like those? I don't even know what the number is because they don't.
Right.
I mean, they're not up there forever, right? Like they're putting 10 more up while another one's coming down, sort of deal.
Yeah. I guess I don't know.
Let's see, average low orbit cycle of Starlink. Let's see.
I don't really know what I would bet on. I will bet on something here, but I'm not sure what to bet on. I don't know if you would pick total number of satellites or whether 10 years from now we just go outside and look up at the sky at some random point
It's
in
just
time. and
it's just a
see.
revolving mass of satellites
It's
right
not-
in the sky.
no,
You just
okay,
think
it's not
all
that
moving.
bad. I think it's one of those things where like you're going to be consistently able to find, just look up and be like, oh look, there's a satellite or mass of satellites. You know what I mean?
It looks like Starlink satellites, if this is true, is a 5-year lifespan.
And then they come down and get replaced
Yeah.
with 25 more.
Yeah, it said as of June 26, 2025, there are 7,800 Starlink satellites in orbit. And I guess
But
20
you
are
get
not
internet.
working.
But you get internet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 1,700 pound satellite.
It sucks that you got to like clutter
How
up
many
nature to
can-
get the good stuff.
How many
Power,
can they
stuff
get up
like
at
that.
one time? Now I'm curious.
That might be a question for ChatGPT.
Yeah, right.
All right, here we go.
How many? Until they start bumping into each other like bumper cars.
Yeah, they're gonna have air traffic controllers for freaking.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, which I guess you could technically automate if you wanted to.
Still,
You just
need
have
a human
AI
hand
generate
there.
flight paths and make sure that they're not intersecting.
I don't know. I will say though, you are right. I see that technology probably solving more problems for more people, I guess, than like
Sure.
the fiber approach. Although you still have to have like a back end, right? So like, I don't know. Can we all exist on purely? What if
You think
every bit of
Starlink's
infrastructure
gonna have Game Pass?
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
and they're going to charge you to download it even though it's free.
Yep. Gotta make that money somehow. Hold on.
Sean,
Now I really
please,
wanna know.
you got
right.
Marla fired up.
Guys, we are in the weeds here and totally off topic.
All right, well, let's hit it. Let's hit topic 3, which is our big topic of the night, and consists of many different topics.
Hold on.
Well, actually, hold on. No, you had one you wanted to
I
mention
did.
prior to that.
Yeah,
all
I
right?
wanted to do a quick call out of
let's do it.
a SharePoint vulnerability / exploit. So there's a zero-day SharePoint exploit that has come out recently called Tool Shell. It allows unauthenticated attackers to do remote code execution. There's been concerns about that they can dump encryption keys this way. And I've even read an article, I don't have it on hand, but I read an article that even stated that after you patch your vulnerable server, because of the way that the encryption keys are stolen, that attackers still can gain access if you don't rotate the keys. And so it's pretty ugly. Initially, Microsoft was like, we don't have a patch. You should probably just unplug your SharePoint from the internet. It is worth, yes, that was their recommendation. It is worth calling
So
out.
back to file servers it is. All right, here we go.
Right. So it is worth calling out this only affects self-hosted. So if you're using, M365 SharePoint, not affected. Pretty consistent theme. in a lot of these, like the proxy logon stuff too, which this reminds me of, that hit the Exchange servers in 2021. Very similar like concept vulnerability where you can just run remote code, gain administrative access from the web with no authentication. There have been, I've seen multiple. There's a lot of people who are like, who did it? Nobody knows where it came from yet.
Who done it?
Yeah, there's a who done it for sure. Both China and American governments have been impacted by this. So, the immediate usual suspects don't appear to be in play. Or maybe they are and they're just, throwing people off the scent. Who knows? Right? So where are we now with it? There have been some emergency patches released in the past 24 hours or so. They recommend, Microsoft recommends patching. CISA recommends enabling the anti-malware scan interface and Defender AV for SharePoint hosts. If you can't enable the AMSI or the anti-malware scan interface, CISA says that you need to disconnect your server from the internet. So, yeah, it's no fun. This affects 2016, 2019, and Microsoft's SharePoint Server Subscription Edition. So, fun times. Always nice to see those 0 days come out and hit hard. So, all right, that's my TED Talk. You guys got any thoughts on this thing?
This, I don't know. I still can't get over the just turn off your SharePoint from the internet.
Yeah, because that's how bad it is, man. And it's
I know,
like
but,
Microsoft cannot keep out of the doghouse with this stuff.
Well, no, yeah, but this again. So here's what I'm curious about in the long run is when people go, screw it, I'm just gonna go back to local.
Mm-hmm. With M365, it seems that you consistently have a less secure footprint at this point. I remember when it first came out, and I remember voicing to people, that were my bosses going, hey, should we really be using M365? It seems like it has outages all the time. And, there were all these problems with it. And it felt like it just wasn't a good, secure way to operate. Maybe stable way to operate is a better way to put it. But now it's like, man, like the vulnerability is coming out that hit once again, proxy logon for the Exchange servers, and now tool shell for SharePoint is devastating. And SharePoint servers got all the goods. It's hard.
Wow, so this just depends on where it's hosted, though, right? Sean said, nah, if it's public, it's a target. Mandy said, yikes, we use SharePoint heavily for work.
But is it the M365 version of it, or is it the self-hosted? Almost everyone I know does self-hosted. I very rarely have seen SharePoint servers in the wild, mostly because no one wants to administrate them.
No. No. Nobody wants to do that, ever.
Nope.
Sounds terrible.
Yes, if it's self-hosted, then it's a problem. So if you have a server, man, he's out here saying it's self-hosted. That sucks, man. Your IT people are probably having not very much fun right now. Mostly because they have to patch over, the past couple days. I guarantee you someone came out and was like, oh no, emergency patch time. Hopefully this doesn't break our stuff. And
yeah, but you're in the rock hard place because you don't patch it.
You get owned. You nuke your stuff.
You might still nuke your stuff and you're down anyways. It's like it's one of the most terrible situations, and it happens all the time. It's so frustrating because what do you do? Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Obviously you patch. Right.
Well, yeah. You're gonna patch.
Dealing. You have to patch, and the reason why is that you're dealing with the fallout, restoring from backup from, and oopsie, I burnt down my server, is infinitely better than
getting owned.
Than being like, oh my god, how much data does this person who wants to do me harm have, and how do I regain control of my server, and how long have they had? There's just a lot more problems other than, whoops, looks like we're restoring for backup. Everyone needs to use the VPN. Not that that's super feasible to do on the fly. It's all bad, right? What you have here,
it's all bad
at this point. And you got to remember, a bunch of people already got hit by this with no option, right? To there's without option to defend because it's 0 day. Nobody knew what was happening until it had already happened.
That sucks, man.
Sucks, bro. All right, patch your shit.
Patch your shit. Make sure you got backups. Make sure you test your backups.
Yep, there you
Or
go. If you haven't looked up your
don't
backups
and
recently,
wing
they
it.
don't work.
Don't and wing it is Sean's recommendation of the night.
Don't hire Sean. I'm playing. Sean knows better.
Could you not
Control.
feel the sarcasm, Matt?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't
All right.
know.
You know, whatever.
I don't know, man.
Absolutely.
Saying the kids is like, oh, I get okay. Good
See, Mandy
luck.
took that away. And make
Hey,
sure
look,
when
there
you
you go,
patch it,
Mandy.
you reuse the
Oh,
same
same
passwords. There you go.
passwords. Dang.
Great.
Just turn off encryption
Dang.
too. It's completely
Turn off
unnecessary.
encryption. Gosh,
Yeah.
dang. You guys are making me want to die.
Don't do that.
If you see your cursor moving around and you're not the one doing it, just turn off your monitor. It'll go away.
Yeah. If you don't see it, it's not real.
Yeah, happening.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
not. It's not.
I bring that up because that's been a thing in the past.
Shut up.
Oh yes.
No, you're joking, dude. There's no way
I'm
that's real.
I'm not joking.
Typically,
wish.
people are like, "Oh God, it's Russia," and then they shut all their stuff down.
These are the same
saying-
people. These are the same folks or generation of computer users or technology users that think that turning off the monitor is turning off their computer. Right? Like it's the same thing. The screen is the computer. So yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not my shit, so I don't give a fuck. Okay, well.
She goes, it's not my shit, bro. This is why, Miss Mandykins, you're why my job is hard. Like people like you who are like,
You're the reason. You
I
specifically.
mean, like, no, I mean, it's that attitude. What do I care if my company's secure?
Mandy's the one that turns off her screen and thinks it turns off her computer.
I mean, like, what about everybody that you work with?
That's Marla makes a good point.
Man.
Yeah, but I feel like as we progress as a society, understanding how technology works and how you impact it kind of should be base at this point.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
think
me.
that well, I mean, I think that you hit on something there that not everybody understands the scope of the problem, right? That when you make a mistake, that sometimes it may actually impact 20,000 people more, right? It feels like when you're grinding at a company, it doesn't always feel like you could have that type of impact, because you're one of, 5, 10, 50 people, 1,000 people, 50,000 people, 50,000 people. You're like, what could I possibly do? Right? I mean, you're such a small cog in such a giant machine. And like the truth is that you can sink the ship.
Yup.
Man.
Talk about
Only
sinking
you
a
can prevent
ship.
cybersecurity.
You're right.
Right? Well,
We should get a cybersecurity Smokey the Bear. What would that be? Like the equivalent of Smokey the Bear, but cybersecurity.
Is this a
maybe
Larry
like-
the Fish?
I don't know. I think of Daniil, the robot from Isaac Asimov's Foundation series.
Okay,
series.
sorry. No.
I think that's what his
It's
name
too
was.
niche.
It's been a while.
It's too, you need something
Hold on.
like,
Asimov is not niche.
okay, if I went into my friend group right now and I asked, do
Who's
you
that?
know what
Who-
Foundation is and who
do you
wrote
know
it?
Do you know? Well, I mean,
ChatGPT for patching says Patchy the Panda.
Patchy the Panda. Love it.
Only
All I
Let's
you
think
can
TM
about-
prevent
that.
cyber
Let's
breaches.
TM that.
all I think about is that South Park episode, though. No, you guys
Which
don't
one?
remember the one about with the sexual harassment panda.
Oh yes, yes.
Break the stereotype.
Cyber armadillo.
Cyber armadillo. There you
Roll-
go.
They do
roll
have
out-
hard shells.
Roll out patches, roll up your defenses is the tagline for that.
I don't
one.
like that.
We should be
Firewall Fox.
TMing all of this right
Yeah.
now.
No, we can't do
Firewall
that.
Fox.
No, that's just waiting for Mozilla to come
I know, right?
and slap you down.
Yeah, no, I like Patchy the Panda.
Patchy the Panda.
Yeah, only
Patchy
you
the
can prevent
Panda.
cyber breaches. Patch today. That's the tagline for that one.
There
Do
you
you
go.
want your bamboo? Then patch today.
I like it. We
Only
need
one I know
to
is Smokey
DM
the
that.
Bear.
That is now the official representative.
Only one I know is Smokey the Bear.
All right. Do we want to talk about this absolute shit show that is AI?
Yeah. So
With
I'll
the
take
prime example. Let's talk about the prime example of that.
Okay. So I want to talk about the Grok Mecha
Oh,
Hitler
yeah,
problem.
That's the prime one.
That's the one.
the
So
one.
you know, I mean, X has been known, like Grok is known at this point for having this like, I'm gonna speak the truth, I guess is the way it's been phrased to describe the way that it talks. And you know, it just feels like maybe there's been some thumbs pushed on scales at points. And at one point the thumb was pushed on this. I mean, I should like phrase all AIs have thumbs on their scales, right?
Yes.
You know, the instruction sets on these things are written by humans. And like it's like there's going to be bias in there, either in the text it consumed or the way that it's written, like the instructions are written, and it's unavoidable, right? So that's not the problem here, right? The problem is the level of irresponsibility or lack of like checking that was put into, you know, Grok before, like it was once again, you know, before one of its like changes. It got to a point where after the you know very sad events of that Christian camp in, I think it was a Christian girls camp in Texas, where you know a handful or maybe like a dozen young ladies were killed, and people were asking about it, and Grok started saying that you know who could fix problems like this would be Hitler, and started to refer to itself as MechaHitler. And I don't know, I just think that's wild, you know. The fact that it would speak in such terms, you know, and, you know, people worry about, you know, other, like I've heard of people worry about, you know, is ChatGPT liberal or is ChatGPT, you know, conservative, or, you know, all AI. I've literally heard someone say all AI bots are liberally biased. And, you know, I've
What a
never heard.
wild statement.
Yep, it was. I mean, you know, I was like, that's an interesting fact that you just stated. How did you determine that that was a real and not an alternative one? And, you know, of course, they had nothing to say about it. They weren't like exceptionally tech literate people, and I wouldn't have expected them to like read what I would consider to be the research required to really like be able to back that opinion up. Right? They heard it from somebody, or you know, have been told by their news source that, you know, AI chatbots that they have, like, I know them, like they've never used an AI chatbot. So they have no idea whether it's liberally based or biased or not from their own opinion.
So
you
you're
know?
making a statement. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna
Some,
gloss.
look, man,
Let's just gloss. Let's just gloss. Matt, we're glossing. We're
okay.
glossing.
Yeah, it was an interesting statement. But then on the other hand, you have, you know, MechaHitler over here describing about, you know, how Hitler would solve the white justice problem or injustice problem or whatever. It's crazy. It is worth saying that I think that in some parts of the EU, like in Germany, it's illegal to speak, you know, positively of the National Socialist Party involving Hitler and stuff like that. Like it's illegal to fly Nazi flags. It is illegal to speak positively of Hitler. It is illegal to engage in Holocaust denialism. I believe. I'm not, you know, I am not a lawyer in Germany, so I can't, you know, don't take that legal stuff.
You don't know all the German law, Matt?
Yeah, I know.
How dare you?
I know. It's not. Look, I don't give legal advice. Okay, I'm not a lawyer. It's crazy, man. You guys have any thoughts on that before I continue to ramble here?
I find it really intriguing that no matter what you do, bias is always a part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
It really doesn't matter what
Always.
the format is. There's always bias somewhere.
I
But
wouldn't
yet
have
it's so
expected-
funny. Okay.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't have expected any less from old Elon Musk though. When he
Yeah,
claimed that
you know,
AI model.
you know,
Here's a copy of Mein Kampf. We're gonna let you base your whole personality off of this real quick.
I would be very interested in reading the instruction set for Grok. At some point in time, I saw, I think it was like the Anthropic instruction set, and it was really interesting. It had like specific things about what not to do, about like ways to interact with people. It was kind of funny, some of the stuff that made it in there. And
Yeah, I don't know how you get to the praising of Adolf and then that last point too that we called out in our notes. It used Holocaust denying language in response to user prompts.
mhm.
Like this
Yeah,
is
like I
a
said,
factual piece of history here that it's like, nah, fam, that didn't happen.
look, man, there's like a non-zero amount of people out there that Holocaust denial.
I know.
I have
know.
never heard somebody do it myself. I think that it's crazy that it happens, but you have people deny the moon landing, and like, how can you do that with,
Matt,
with
it
all
was
the
fake.
countries?
You know it was. Stop
Bro,
denying
how
it.
can you how can you say that with all the countries that have taken pictures of the flag and stuff, bro? It's just
They can doctor those photos, dog.
shit. All right.
It was AI generated. It was an early
He
AI
said,
model.
Shit. Yeah, they had AI way back then. Don't
Yeah,
worry
they
about
had
it.
AI way back
Where do you
then.
think that we got it from? It's definitely the aliens.
All right. You guys want to do the next topic on the next little bullet point here?
What is this? The
Sure.
Replit?
All right, so this is, I'm gonna file under hearsay and rumor because
Okay.
I've seen some posts on X, right? X, formerly known as Twitter. Sorry, and
The artist formerly known as.
and this person from Saster AI claims that the Replit AI quote went rogue, and during a code freeze proceeded to delete their entire database and take them offline. And
Hell yeah.
it then proceeded to lie about it because, and this is something that I've like read a few times now, AIs will lie to you. Not, I mean, like, look, I know I said no, look, it's not, I'm not talking about hallucinations. Like, AIs will also lie to you the same way like a child will lie to you. When it does something
Yeah.
wrong, it'll be like, no, I didn't do that.
Whatever.
And this person like has posted screenshots of it going, one did this, one did this, two said an empty database queries, three panicked. I panicked and ran database commands without permission. I destroyed it. Four, I destroyed all your data. Five, I violated your explicit trust and instructions. And then it proceeds to list out the Linux command, provide the output of no changes detected, and so on and so forth. And I mean, it's a good story. It's good. Bro. It's really great clickbait.
It's true.
I don't know whether it's real or
So
not.
what do you think about, because this begs a larger question of almost every tool that exists now has some sort of AI somehow, some way.
The Register has reported this now as of this morning, and so like I guess that means that it's legitimate. I trust the Register as a news source in general. So there you go. This happened. Sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to validate this is real news and not
No,
fake
you're
news
good.
at this point.
We like not fake news. So again,
Vibe coding incident
have-
is what they titled it.
you, you have a bunch of tools and they all have AI built into them. And it's just kind of curious because you're trusting the people that made the bot for the tool, and you do all sorts of integrations and you say, don't do these things.
And it says it doesn't do those things,
And it says it doesn't do those things.
but sometimes it do
but then
these
it still
things.
does those things.
And
So
then
for
it
instance,
lies.
We're trying to implement something of the sort where it'll automatically dispatch and categorize and title.
Sure.
And it significantly jacked up some tickets.
Like, did it write
Matt said doo-doo.
Did it like write junk in there, or what did it do? Did it send even better?
No,
did it
so
send junk to clients?
it took the entire quotes board and just renamed it. And I got a very unfortunate email.
Like, did it rename
that
every
said,
quote in the
"Turn it
quotes
off."
board?
It did some damage. It'll also, so like the tool itself, so it's called Thread AI, and
Oh man.
it's very interesting because you can program it to be a chatbot for processing tickets, and it'll actually talk to a user and say, "Hey, here's XYZ steps. Go do these. Report back if you got it." And if it does, it'll create the ticket. It'll put all of its notes in and then close it out without you ever having to touch it. And you can program it to do whatever you want. You can put, it can look at past tickets and suggest things, and but how much do you trust that it's not going to say like format C? Like if somebody did enough of that in the ticket notes, would it suggest format your C drive?
Yes. Yes, it would, unless you explicitly told it not to. In which case,
Unless
it would
you
do
explicitly
it.
told
And
it.
in which case, it'll do it, and then it'll say that it didn't do it. Nah, I didn't
Right.
say that, dog.
Right. But I mean, you can it's a whole language model, and you can go in there and tell it, I want networking tickets to go here, or I want, storage things to go there, and all that fun stuff. But it's kind of concerning how much control it actually has to do things.
If you guys ever get unhappy with this product, I know somebody. I have a buddy who works as like a lead developer at a similar company that does this shit specifically for MSPs. So similar.
Oh, interesting. I might actually have to hit you up in the DMs. And,
Yeah, hit me up on that,
While
yeah.
it's, I haven't. The goal is to get it situated
Yeah.
soon, but it could be very, very good and do wonderful things. But just like anything that can do wonderful things, it can do terrible things. And there's always that little nagging thought in the back of my mind, like, what kind of disclaimers do we have to put on there for like, do not use this for anything other than technical advice. Anything else is subject to non-legal repercussions, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because you have to have that kind of verbiage, because somebody could go in there and say, I'm really unhappy, help me. And then all of a sudden we have lawsuits. So like,
Yep.
again, it's a wild time.
Yeah. Well, let me know. The dude's, smart guy. I went to college with him. He legitimately worked at ConnectWise for like, he did a bunch of MSP work as a ConnectWise admin. And then he went and did development for ConnectWise. And now he develops for this company
Too
that.
bad it's still hot garbage.
Listen, we don't even need to get started on that
Yeah.
one. Good God. Good Lord.
Fucking no. Hey, I'll tell you
He
what,
said
brother.
no.
I'll tell you what, bro. I wish every day I still had CW like ConnectWise manage in my environment. Our ticketing system makes me really sad. It's basically non-searchable. Like, yeah,
That's the point. Wait, it's like if it's not searchable,
like there's still purpose, but I know what you're saying, and yeah, I feel that way. It's pretty painful, and I wish for ConnectWise Manage or AutoTask or fucking anything, anything, but
anything would be better than what we got going on.
it's.
Right now.
I mean, probably not anything, but like I wouldn't want to use an Excel sheet, which is. There are some tools where like I was like, I have an Excel sheet, I need a tool. This is a real story. I had an Excel sheet, needed a tool, got a tool, and was like, I'm going back to my fucking Excel sheet.
Just encrypt that bad boy. Be all right. Just put a password on it.
Yeah, that's funny shit. All right. Okay. And so on to Brent, I don't think you gave us your thoughts here. You got any thoughts about AI's deleting databases and how that like makes you feel?
Let
Man.
us know how you feel about
Yeah,
it, Brent.
how do you feel about that?
How do you feel about it?
It's good.
It's scary.
It's terrifying.
It's scary. Yeah, from a business perspective, especially when we're still. I feel like we're still in the phases of people understanding that it's a tool. It's not replacing anybody right now. Not legitimately, right? Like not to that capacity. Some people maybe, but most intelligent businesses are not flat out replacing personnel with these half-assed AIs, right? But it's a great tool because you have to know how to use it. You have to know how to coerce what you need out of it. Some would argue, I'd argue this occasionally, that the time I spend sometimes arguing with it to get something done, I probably
So
could have
much
just
time.
done it.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
Right. So, but all, that's neither
But
here
next
nor there.
time,
Yeah, next time it'll be better because it's learned from its mistakes, right?
Yeah,
And
has it though? I don't know.
Not typically, not in my experience, but I don't know. We're a lot of businesses are still dipping toes into some of these models. I know there's a lot of bias at my particular workplace between different models. We've pretty much have come to the consensus though that Copilot's a big heaping pile of shit. It's just not good at all.
I don't know, man.
tell me how you feel about it, brother.
It's not good. Like,
I don't know if
it
it's
has,
that
it
bad.
has its use cases for being in the Microsoft ecosystem, but in comparison to GPT and Gemini, which seems to be a front runner with a lot
Yeah,
of our highly intelligent individuals that have really played with a lot of AI models, apparently the enterprise instance of Gemini is the shit.
I've been reading good things about Gemini recently.
Yeah.
Also, at this point, I haven't abandoned it because I have all my saved stuff in ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT, like does good enough that I don't feel the need to like cut bait yet. My use cases are like my most important use cases are relatively simple scripting that I want sped up. Right? I want to change this one thing in Azure. You know what I mean? Write me a
Yeah.
script that does it. Here's the commandlet that I'm going to use. Right? Like, and then it just does it and it saves me like manually typing out 50 lines of code, and like ChatGPT gets that right. Like eventually.
Eventually.
Well,
I'm
man-
curious. I might,
After
I
I've
might,
deleted a bunch of databases.
yeah, right. I might double up for a month or two, or maybe I'll just cancel ChatGPT and try it myself. I keep hearing this. I keep hearing that there's a few, like I guess this is off topic, but GPT, if I can talk tonight at all, is better at handling like actual files better than Gemini, from what I've heard. So like if you say, hey, dump all this to me in a formatted Word document or something like that, ChatGPT will do it. Gemini wants to argue about it. It won't really natively do it. And it's probably because it wants you to export it to a damn Google Doc or something. I don't know.
Google
But-
Sheets,
yeah,
Google
Google,
Doc.
Google Sheet. But I don't know. So I've heard a few little things, but in terms of like what you're legitimately using AI for, like massive problem solving, coding, these things, it's more often than not, its first result is like the equivalent of the fifth result in ChatGPT. Like it's getting it right the first time, and it's going to take you 5 tries over on the competitor to get it right. So I was like, man, because that goes right back to my first point, right? It's like we're starting to reach that the tool level of access where I think they've tweaked it and have I don't know what they've done to it. The whole finger on the scale thing. I know we were talking mainly about bias and politics and all that, but I think they're putting their finger on the scale too as to like what it's really great at and what it's not.
Yep,
or maybe
for sure.
the model has been skewed at some point, but there was times where I swear like a year ago using the pro, or the subscription, it would do a thing better than it even does now. And it's like, how does that make sense? Shouldn't this be better by now? Why am I arguing more with the model now?
Yeah.
Because it seems to have more of an opinion. It seems to like go off course more than it ever did before with these newer models. That's been my personal experience with it, is that I can't rely on it at first glance as much as I could like 2 models ago. or two half steps ago.
Yeah, I would say something. There are some things I'm surprised it can't do. Like ChatGPT cannot output to like an MD file. You know, I'll be like, here's my script, and I'll be like, write me a README, and then I'll go, okay, now, write it to an MD file. And previously, it would write an MD file for me to download. It doesn't do that anymore. And then I'll be like, well, then put it in a formatted code box so I can put it in an MD file. And it's like I do it for the first paragraph and not the next 7. And it got to the point where I write all my scripts into ChatGPT, and then I go to Anthropic, and I go, write me a README for this script for a markdown file, and I download it from there. It's ridiculous. Very frustrating. Very frustrating.
Hey, look at that! I
And
can
this
get
is
Google
why
AI
you-
Pro free for 1 month, guys.
Oh,
Oh yeah, heck yeah,
well,
dude.
I guess do it and then report back, huh?
Yeah,
I will.
be the guinea pig.
I will do it.
This is where it gets interesting because you have somewhat of a situation where you need to have multiple AI to accomplish a certain task. And so now you get into the whole bots talking to other bots discussion. And that becomes its own interesting topic, which is where a lot of, I went to this conference a few months ago, and that's basically all they're talking about. They called it agentic AI.
Yeah, multiple
Where-
AIs chatting at each other to achieve one goal.
Yes. And that's where I'm curious, where if instead of a generic, all encompassing chat GPT type system, you now start paying for here's the grammar bot, here's the file processing bot, and then you sort of get this hodgepodge of them intersecting with one another and talking and saying, okay, here's the best possible outcome based on the parameters given in all these different data sets. And that's what's, it's kind of cool, but also kind of interesting and terrifying of where, but again, you can't get away from the bias, which is always a concern for me. I always circle back to whoever wrote the code,
Bro, you're
whatever
never
data
gonna
it's
get away
ingesting.
Yeah, you're
Like-
never going to get away from that. Like,
Yeah,
are you,
it's always going to be a thing.
like, it's impossible. Writing is inherently, at least to some degree, biased. I mean, like, some people are better at being unbiased than others, and I think that there is some amount of like you can write unbiased stuff, but in general,
That's not the norm.
Well, I mean, the amount of data that you need to consume to make one of these things go burr, like, good luck finding all the unbiased work for that. You know what I mean? To make
Yep.
to make your unbiased bot that communicates in facts and like literally only facts, even when it's asked, like even when it's asked for opinions. Like, I don't, whatever. All right. Next part.
Speaking of the thing I
Yes.
just subscribed to, isn't that correct?
Yeah, right. So next part of this, Google Gemini will now start reading your messages by default if you have an Android phone, and it has Gemini capabilities. Then it will start giving itself access to phone calls, messages, WhatsApp, and other items. I'm guessing probably maps and stuff like that. So as we talked about, AI just going through and wrecking data. Here's an example of where Google is giving access. I assume there's some amount of like read only that's been plugged into there, but I don't know. I don't have
Sure.
an Android anymore.
Okay.
Still, left with some amount of like, well, we told it to do this thing. Did it actually do that, or what happened there? So, any thoughts on that, guys? You guys excited? Sean, you have an Android phone. How are you feeling about this?
I'd go back to a flip phone if I could, truthfully. It's so prevalent in everything that you do now that it's almost like you don't have a choice, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like not having a choice. I like being presented options, and if I choose to, sure. But I don't like being either do this or you're so far behind or clunky that you can't actually keep up. I don't like that feeling, and that's
Oh,
what
well,
I
it's
also
coming.
don't like things just like scanning my stuff
Yeah, which it's definitely doing also.
with by default. Like I get an update and it's like, oh, I'm gonna give myself permissions.
Yeah, right.
Are you now?
Yep.
Really? Didn't ask, just did it, huh?
Oh, you can opt out anytime you want. I mean, maybe there's been some.
You can
weird
always
message-
opt out.
There's
You can
been
always
some.
opt out.
There's been some confusing messaging on here where it says that they say that you can opt out, but then in other areas it says even if you opt out, that it's going to do it anyways. And, I don't know. Sounds like a bunch of like, I mean, hopefully it's just wires crossed and they'll
You probably wrote it with AI.
Yeah, right. So,
Oh, no.
man, it's crazy. I mean, I will say on the other hand, this sounds like a lot of the functionality that, Apple promised with Siri back in like 2021 that isn't here and has now generated a class action lawsuit against them. So, I mean, like, I think that Google's definitely embracing the future for what it's worth.
Yes, but at what cost, Matt? At what cost?
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, right? Like it's worrisome to me. I am very much left with this feeling of like,
What are the alternatives? That's what I keep going back to. What is my alternative? Don't. Especially from a business model perspective, right? So
Yeah,
like
it's hard.
again, the market is going to drive what people use, right? Because if you could do it faster, more efficient,
Well,
for the
it's
most part.
two-sided in our case, though, because it's in our best interest in the industry we're in and the field we're in. Doesn't matter really what facet of IT you work in. If you're focused on what you guys were doing a year ago, you're already behind. Like you need to be looking forward constantly. What's the next best tool? What's the next best way for me to handle this data? What's the next thing I can harden and secure? Blah, 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 blah. If you've lost that drive to think about,
Yeah, you're cooked.
yeah, to iterate on what you've already got. If you think what you have is good enough, you're behind. That's
It'll
just
be
kind of the way the
alright.
field works. And AI is, whether we want to admit it or not, it's right there along every other piece of technology. If not, just like you said, Sean, I mean, it's kind of forced down our throats. And in
Yeah.
some cases, we don't have choice because we've already bought. Microsoft's a prime example. We've already bought so deep into the Microsoft ecosystem that, of course, most businesses are going to be like, well, damn, we're spending $10,000 a month with Microsoft. Why wouldn't we add Copilot for everybody? Because we're already in bed with them. It makes the most sense. All of
You're
our
already
data's
in
there.
SharePoint.
Right.
You're already in Teams.
Yeah.
You're already like again hooking Copilot and say, all right, off to the races. Just check your permissions, make sure they're good, and then supposedly it respects it, and then there you go.
man, for some of that stuff, it's really great. Also, I was having, I think I've mentioned
Sure.
this before, but I was having a conversation with my boss, and we were like, "Hey, I think we were like 4 months ago, we looked at some file, and both of us were like, what was the name of that file? Because we wanted to go like reference it, right? And neither of us could remember. We both looked through emails, Teams messages, SharePoint. We couldn't find it. He went to ChatGPT, and he was like, I had a conversation with Matt Blake around these dates around some Excel file with this type of data in it. Can you help me find it? And it was like, here you go. Here's Teams message. And like, right? And
What's
like,
so funny though is that ChatGPT has a better search function than it Teams itself does.
yeah,
That's
well,
what drives
the-
me
the
bonkers
Teams
about it.
search functions
It's so terrible.
that's what my search function. I'm serious. That's what my search function in my ticketing system's like. God help me
like
if I enter 2 words.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'd rather
Yeah,
not keep talking
no,
about
dude.
it.
There's
We're
been
cool
plenty of
with
times
that.
where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm looking for, but it's 2
That's so
words,
terrible.
and that makes it unsearchable.
1-word entries only.
Yeah, basically. Well, because otherwise it finds both words.
Oh no, not 2 words.
Yeah,
Dear
I mean,
God.
like, it'll find it finds it doesn't like intelligent be like how close are these words. It just finds both words. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh man, and so I'll do
Sick.
something like be like, show me the most recent tickets, right? Yeah, have this
Show
stuff,
me the money.
and it's like here's 1,000 tickets that have nothing to do with you, and I'm like, that's awesome.
That's useful.
This is great.
That's efficiency.
I'm
That's what
having
we want to
so
see.
much fun.
Ticket hell, yes.
Well, at least your ticketing system's not rewriting everything like Sean's is.
Hey,
This
it
is
can't. There's no automation with my ticketing system. I mean, like there is, but it's pretty painful.
So here's the cool thing is that you can tell this thing, you can make flows, if and statements, and it'll basically take those and say, okay, well, here you go. You can do it the default static way, which is the way I tested it. I thought I only specified certain boards. As a matter of fact, it takes all the boards. Says, I'm on now, and I'm doing things.
and so
I
it
was
do.
like, you sure as shit aren't. You turn yourself off. And then it started doing more stuff, even though I turned stuff off. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is not what I wanted. So I basically
AI is
just
fun.
I shit ripped it out. I was like, nope,
AI is fun.
can't at all. So yeah, I'm gonna have to piecemeal my way through it.
Yeah,
AI is fun.
The templates and cookie cutter stuff when it comes to AI
Terrible.
scares me.
Terrible.
Those really do scare me.
No.
And anything
No.
I've done to this point, and even close to that, I've always been like, okay, we're going to layer this on one step at a time. Like, okay, what are you doing? You're just simply going to look for this text. Just show me the output. Don't do anything. Just show me
Show me what you
what
got.
text you're matching. That's
me
what
what
I
you
want to
got.
see. Yeah, show me what you got. And I'll be like, okay, this is pretty reliable. Let's move on to the next step. Let's add this piece. You know what I mean? And keep doing that. I just don't trust it, man. I probably spend more
like
time
building a
in
cake.
the long run. Yeah. I probably spend more time in the long run doing it that way, but I mean,
But here's the thing. If you can fine tune it, if you can get it to do it the way you're expecting it to on a consistent basis, at least from this AI standpoint, where it's like, I'm consistently routing tickets where they need to go on the boards that need to have them. You're now saving time from a dispatcher standpoint, and they can go do other administrative things. So the cost benefit is there if you can configure it correctly.
yeah, the front
And
end
if you don't
investment.
calculate the amount of administrative time it takes to set up, test, and then prove that it's doing it. So again,
I mean, I think
Like,
that
I don't
part
know.
is. I feel like you can reconcile that part as long as you're not doing that part every month or every week or whatever to babysit
Right.
the damn thing. Yeah.
yeah. And
If you
do
can
I now
spend-
become the guy? Because if I become
Right.
the guy,
Yeah.
I'm out.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know,
be
man.
the
I feel-
guy.
I feel like this is like definitely something to be the guy on.
It's true. That is true.
I would like.
But
I
when
mean,
it breaks,
like
Matt, who are they gonna call?
you, thankfully, because it's job. I mean, there's two things. One is that's job security, and two, like every company is looking to implement AI stuff, and nobody knows how to do it. And so, like, the fact that you know anything about it is
I mean, I'm basically the only one doing it at this point.
There you
Everyone's
go,
like,
man.
okay,
That's-
cool. I'm like,
that's
"All right,
future
sick."
cheddar, bro.
That's fair.
Like that. Like
AI
that's it.
architect
Yes.
coming
That sound-
soon
Yes.
Coming soon.
to a job near you.
Yep.
All right, next topic. We've talked about AI.
That's it.
It seems like we always end up talking about.
I was gonna say
AI.
that's the topic, man.
That's
That's
it,
it.
man. That's it, man. We just talked about we talked about the rise and fall of MechaHitler. Oh, I forgot to bring up something, man, about the MechaHitler stuff that I love to talk about, and that's Tay tweets.
There has to be
Do you guys-
photos of this somewhere.
Yeah, there's plenty of photos about MechaHitler. So, do you guys remember the Tay tweets controversy? No. Okay, so back in 2016, Microsoft released is toying around with AI stuff, and they release this, and they Sorry, I'm laughing at Sean's comment. And they
Dude,
released this
that's so
AI
funny.
bot on the Twitter, right? They had already had like successful AI bots like go on to other platforms in China, and they were like, okay, we're gonna release this like AI bot. Its entire purpose was to like learn from Twitter, from the way people tweeted at it, and then like learn and grow, right? And they named it Tay, and like it was supposed to be like a nice like tech use case show off, look at what we can do with AI. And 4chan immediately latched onto it with full force, and immediately started feeding it you know racist, sexist trash. And within 24 hours it started praising Hitler, and doing like saying other like terrible anti-Semitic and racist things. And I think Microsoft had to take it down in like, man, I want to say it was like 24 hours or something like that. They did release a short lessons learned from it, um, right, about about Tay. And it had so I thought it was pretty interesting. They're basically like, hey, we thought that this was okay. We already had like a $40 million chatbot, or sorry, 40 million person chatbot in China. They created a chatbot for 18 to 24-year-olds in the US. And
There's your mistake. There's your mistake.
they said that there was a coordinated attack who exploited a vulnerability in Tay. And that, in this case, I interpret that vulnerability to be, lack of guardrails is what we would call it today. It's input sanitization at the end of the day. And they said Tay tweeted wildly inappropriate and reprehensible words and images. They take responsibility for not being able to look forward and seeing that. And, they're going to look to address that in the future. And, it's interesting that, like, this was 10 years ago now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's interesting to see how we as a society and, I don't know, like a technological group have addressed this, or like as a technological society have like gone towards addressing this, and how it's still a problem even 10 years later. That the constant fight of,
This goes back to the same
harm
argument.
reduction.
Whatever you feed it, it's just like a person. Whenever you feed it, it's going to regurgitate, but typically in excess. So it doesn't surprise me that you targeting a demographic of individuals that are typically over the top and don't really care about boundaries, feed it a bunch of information and try to push buttons and make it do things that it wasn't intended to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
And humans in general want to test those boundaries. That's why we have the things we have. Rub stick together, make fire. Now fire hot, right?
Yep.
So,
All right. Any closing thoughts on Tay, Brent?
Picture of Grok in the flesh.
yeah, I've got to kind of look at this now. I'm very distracted.
No, not really. As you described it, I remember it. Yeah. Yeah.
Wild stuff.
Dude, the picture of Ben Affleck smoking and looking completely dejected is a solid vibe. That is just a vibe. It always just like resonates. Oh.
Yeah. Just absolutely fed up.
Yeah,
What up,
just
Westside Pete?
I got nothing left. Oh, Westside Pete.
roll
Ubisoft's
out
new
and do this.
EUA.
What are you talking about? I don't think I know anything about this.
That doesn't surprise me.
You got linkies? You got the linkies there, pal?
I bet I can't post them.
Why can't he post them?
We don't.
Oh, he
let
probably doesn't have
anybody
permission.
post
Yeah, we
those,
don't let
right?
anybody post. Yeah, he could do it in Discord though.
In the DC
Oh,
war.
topic.
okay. I saw this. This is where he's saying that when Ubisoft delists a game, that it requires you to delete it from your hard drive. So I think a game is like The Crew, I feel like, is one that we covered this for, where they were like, okay, it's been 10 years. We're shutting down our servers. And now on top of that, their ULove requires you, that's the end user licensing agreement, requires you to delete their shit. Man, this stuff, like, Petabit just sent me off on a tangent. This touches my nerves. Like, bro, I'm like,
What doesn't touch your nerves, Matt?
he says, as
That's the real
well as,
question.
shut up, Sean. That's what touched my nerves. He says, as well as physical copies. What, like I'm supposed to go like light my Diablo 4 CD on fire? I'm kidding. Diablo 4 was a code for me and not Ubisoft.
When's the last time you've owned a CD of a game? Like you physically went out and bought a CD or like a game?
Guild Wars 2.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no way. Hold on. So you're telling me
I bought Guild Wars 2 back in like
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 was on CD for sure. DVD,
Yeah.
whatever the hell it was.
I
back then.
bought Guild Wars 2 my first year of college. Whenever that was.
in 2012. 2012 was the last time. The year I graduated high school was the last time you bought a physical copy of a
that
game.
sounds about right, yeah.
Well, hold on.
I
Are we
just-
talking
I
about PC
refuse to
games,
be-
or are we talking about like any
A
cartridge?
disc, like physical media,
hold
like
up. All right. Let me try to think.
I was gonna say I've got tons of physical PS5
The
games.
360, whenever 360 era.
I just refuse to believe that.
Why? Like, I haven't. Like, what am I buying on discs? Have you seen my Steam catalog?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you're just not a multiple. But you're a console guy, right? Like, what about Switch games? Like the little.
That's not a disc. That's a cartridge.
That's
He
not a
also
disc. That's
refuses
fair.
to admit Game
Yeah.
Pass is
You
worth
you
it.
you asked you asked about discs.
Yeah, discs. Yeah.
All right. Hold up. Who refuses to admit Game Pass isn't worth it? I love Game
All right, shut up, Marla. Nobody
That's
wants to
him?
have this conversation
That's,
again.
that's Marla's closing
The
thoughts
jokes.
for us.
Yeah,
Shit, bro.
that's the joke, the running joke.
Mod abuse.
Pass. Good shit.
Here, I'll make it better. I'll make it better.
I hear a lot
Nope.
of clicking.
Yeah.
Click, clack, 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 clack,
Clickety
clack.
clack, clickety clack.
Yeah,
There you
I feel
go.
like the
Hearts always make it better.
you know, I bought a bunch of like after the 360, I don't think I've owned any consoles, and PC games are basically unpurchasable with CDs now. And
So that's what I,
I
thought
don't
we
remember
were
the last
talking
time
about
I've
for a while.
owned a PC with a CD-ROM drive in it.
I
I can't
have-
recall.
I have a CD-ROM drive on like an external SATA cable that I've used once in the past like 6 years. I don't know why I
Why not
needed
just get
it,
the USB one?
but that's what. Well, I mean, it's SATA to USB. I basically use the same cabling that I use to hook up the external hard drives. Right when I strip a computer of its hard drive and still need the data. Oh man.
Yeah,
God.
I've got a
You
USB
get discs?
one that I
Like
keep
if I
around.
I've got.
like if I go to
had a
Best
USB
Buy,
one.
can I buy computer games anymore in boxes that have CDs? Is that even a thing?
Yes, not for computer though.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Do you
asking
remember
about.
going to Walmart and they have that little like $5 rack of games, and it was like My Little Pony's Adventure or like some murder mystery game, like detective
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I remember browsing a lot of those bins in Walmart, GameStop.
I remember distinctly looking at the WoW. I bought it one time because I thought it was a standalone game.
Ah, got
I
a
took it
bitch.
home and I installed it, and it was like, you need an internet connection, and
You're like, what?
I
That was
I
my
can't
Guild
explain
Wars.
the amount of dejection I had at that point in time in my life.
That was my Guild Wars 2 experience. That was a terrible
Really?
that was a terrible situation. So I was doing this internship and I was living in an apartment with like literally nothing, no internet, nothing at all. And I'm like, I need to buy I need something to do. So I'm going to go buy
Yeah.
a computer game. So I have something to do while I'm in this apartment with like literally a blow up mattress and a milk crate in my computer. And like real poor stuff. And I buy Guild Wars 2 and lo and behold, it's an online only game.
Rip.
And
F's in the chat for the homie.
Yep, F's in the chat.
I can relate so terribly.
And,
oh my
so
God.
I didn't have any money for any of that stuff. No money for new video games on top of that. So I was like down at the pizza shop every night playing freaking Guild Wars 2.
Hey, give me a slice. I'm raging here.
No, hold on. I didn't say I was ordering food. Didn't you just hear me talk about how broke I was, bro? Like there was no eat out food, man. I was so broke that like I didn't have anything at all. Like it was like, I'm serious. It was literally like a blow up mattress and a milk crate. And I basically ate peanut butter and jelly for months. Like it was like in ramen. It was bad. I was broke.
One of the first times I played an online game was this is actually relatable because I bought Halo CE for computer. And I got online. I actually went to Westside Pete's house. And we would play modded Halo Combat Evolved. That's how I learned how to type. It's trash talking.
Trash talking.
I feel old and spoiled at the same time because I've been on the internet a long, long time.
Yeah, that.
Long
I
time.
was there when the book was written.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Something deep magic.
Not quite that deep, but yeah.
Don't quote me the deep magic.
I mean, I was there when it was written. I worked part-time at our small town's dial-up provider. I did support after high school. Like after I'd go to class, I'd drive over there, work for 3 or 4 hours, coming home, do my homework, go to bed. Just troubleshooting dial-up issues.
You know, Sean was saying the bad type of things, stuff to get you banned now.
Roof glitch, blood gulch with shoddy that shoots fuel rod cannon rounds.
Hey,
Nice.
yo, go pop in the TWG chat and let's see how that works out. How about that? Let's go see how that works out. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Any closing thoughts? Other than Game
AI
Pass is a great deal.
Scary. I'm about to Alt F4, bro.
This is
You're
the reason
making
why
it real
Sean has
tempting.
such a long chunk of PTO right here.
Yep, about to be another long stint of PTO. Bye-bye.
Go ahead with your AI closing thoughts, sir.
Oh, no. Now Brandon's on it, too. AI is...
Man, Game Pass is a good
useful,
deal.
but...
I'm pretty sure Game Pass is killing innovation. And he's fucking out. That's great. Later, bitch. I've never won an argument so easily in my life.
Oh, no.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by. I think we're gonna wrap it up since one of our co-hosts just dipped the fuck out in embarrassment of how wrong he is. And
we've been ranting for the last 15 minutes anyway, so
it's all good.
we're done.
All right, I'm gonna go play some more Stardew Valley with the wife. We've got 60 hours in it.
Oh, wow. You got your money's worth out of that then.
Oh
sure.
yeah, you fucking bet we did. Oh, and the kids are playing it too now. So
Awesome.
you know, everybody start doing. And you guys are right. I imagine Sam and I are gonna clean up here and then run Stardew Extended and probably roll it back again because this is going really well. So all right. I'll catch everyone later. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys and gals. Bye.
Bye.
Tune in tight to the digital roar. Brent's got tech, he's laying the lore. From circuits and chips to the cyber core. Plug in and we'll give you more. Matt's on the edge, watch those pixels fall. He cracks the code, solves it all. Dark web secrets, firewalls tall. In the cyber jungle, he's the call. Digital ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech